students, welcome to my class Chemistry Gurukul. Hello students, today in our class we will discuss chapter 1 Chemistry class 9, that is matter in our surroundings. Okay, first of all, this term matter you have studied in your previous classes also. What could be the correct definition? We could see here, definition of matter is anything that occupies a space and has mass is called matter. See children, Indian philosophers, they also gave this concept of padarth. Okay, means living or non-living is made up of 5 basic elements called the Panch Tattva. These are sky, air, fire, water and earth. According to them, everything living or non-living is made up of these 5 basic elements. So this concept is not new to us. Okay. Now, further matter is, in our modern science, it has been classified into 2 categories. First one is physical classification based on physical properties of matter, and second is the chemical classification based on chemical properties. These 2 classifications you have to study in this chapter. Okay, so first of all we will discuss the first point, that is physical nature of matter. Children, matter is made up of particles. Okay, this concept was given after so many activities and experiments when they were done, and finally scientists concluded that matter is made up of particles, and the particles of matter are very small. We cannot see them with our naked eyes. They are very small beyond our imagination. Okay, now we will discuss about characteristics of particles of matter. One by one we will discuss each characteristic, and I will explain you with suitable activity or example. First one is, particles of matter have spaces between them, which means that any matter, if its state is different, but they have spaces between their particles. How could you make out this? How can you explain it? You can very well explain it with one suitable example which you can do at your home also. If you will add sugar or salt to a glass of water, you could see that after certain time what will happen? Sugar or salt which is dissolved, it will disappear, which means these particles has been settled down along with the molecules of the water due to some spaces between them. Understood? Now second point, particles of matter are continuously moving. This concept I can explain you with one example. During winter season, in a dark room, if there is one hole in that particular room, you could see a beam of light is entering through it, and continuous small particles are continuously moving in that beam of light. So by seeing there, you could understand this point, that particles of matter are continuously moving. Under this topic there is a subtopic. Why I have written diffusion here? To let you understand this continuously moving term more better. Now intermixing of particles, this term is also called as diffusion scientifically. How can you define this term? In some of the books they have generally written intermixing of particles, but dear children, scientifically you cannot write simply intermixing of particles, because there is certain technique. So you have to write this statement: movement of gaseous or liquid particles from its higher concentration towards its lower concentration is termed as diffusion. You might have seen at your home when your mother used to burn incense stick. What happens? After a certain period of time, the fragrance of incense stick, it spreads throughout the room. Why it happens? Because due to this term, this process, diffusion, and in that case also the particles move from higher concentration to lower concentration, means from higher density to lower density. Now you have to note it down one point here. The rate of diffusion in liquids is higher than the solids but lesser than gases, means gases have more tendency to diffuse faster as compared to liquids. However, liquids, they get diffused faster as compared to solids. Okay, so I hope you have understood this second point. Third point, that is the third characteristic, is particles of matter attract each other. This is very important. Particles of matter attract each other. How can you explain it? I can explain you this point by giving one example and one activity. You can see, even in your books they have given one activity, that particles of matter attract each other. See, at your home, even in the classroom, I used to do one experiment, that I make chains of 3 students and they have to connect themselves with 3 different poses. One has to close their hands tightly, firmly. Another group has to just touch their hands lightly, and the third group, they will be far apart from each other. Means this shows that more attraction is in case of solids, less force of attraction in case of particles is in liquids, and least in gaseous. So this third characteristic shows you that what type of force of attraction does all the 3 states have. So finally, to conclude this topic today, the introductory part of this chapter, I have written here difference between solids, liquids and gases, because matter has been categorized broadly into 3 categories, okay, on the basis of its physical appearance. So first we will discuss about solids. They have fixed volume and definite shape. However, liquids have fixed volume but not fixed shape. In case of gases, they don't have even fixed volume, neither fixed shape. Second point, interparticle force of attraction is the strongest. Just now I told you in the third point that in case of solids, force of attraction is more among interparticles. In liquids it is weaker, and gases it is weakest. Now in solids, they are rigid and not compressible. However, in liquids, compressed, they are also not compressed much, but gases, they are easily compressible. Fourth point, solids have high densities and they are heavy also. You could easily see at your home and compare with the solid substance and liquid substance. They have more density, solids have more density. Moderate to high densities but less than solids. Liquids have less densities than solids, but they can have moderate to high densities. However, in case of gases, they have low densities. Next, solids do not flow. However, liquids generally flow easily and gases flow more easily as compared to liquids. Next, solids do not diffuse. Just now we have discussed about diffusion. Solids do not diffuse. However, liquids can diffuse more than solids. Okay, and gases have more tendency to diffuse, means most diffusible state of matter is gases. Next, solids stay where they are placed. However, liquids can be poured into another containers, and gases spread out quickly, means they are easy to escape. Gases are easy to escape. So this is it for today topic. I will come up with the next topic in my next video. Keep watching. Thanks for watching.